All right, continuing coverage tonight, some 36 crucial ports from Maine to Texas that fuel the American economy remain at a standstill after some 45,000 union dock workers walked off the job for the first time in decades. It's day 2 of the strike, the International Longshoremen's Association and the U.S. Maritime Alliance failing to reach a deal just weeks before the holiday season. Some manufacturers and retailers are urging President Joe Biden to suspend the strike. Biden has said, though, that he won't. Now, the strike could have some consequences nationwide and for us right here in the Quad Cities area. Haley Bickelhop explains how the supply chain and exports of agricultural goods are being affected.
Most grain elevators in the Quad Cities area load corn and soybeans on barges and ship it down the Mississippi River to New Orleans. When the grain gets to the coast, it's transferred from the barge, run through a grain elevator, and exported to countries like China and Japan on a ship. Because the grain is moved on a ship and not containers, most local companies haven't been impacted by the port worker strike. At least yet. There are some grain and agricultural products in Illinois that are moved by container, but those primarily head to the West Coast, not east, where the strike is happening. That's because it's cheaper to move exports overseas once they're on the West Coast. But experts say even though these containers aren't going to the east, there could be long-term concerns because of a strike.
It is kind of this well-oiled machine, and when there's even just a small hiccup in those supply chains, it could have these effects that you might not even think about.
That's Colin Waters, the Director of Exports and Logistics at the Illinois Corn Growers Association. He says companies may need to reroute exports to the West Coast, causing congestion.
At this point, you don't know. It's like pressing on the balloon, right? You push in here, it goes somewhere else, but you don't necessarily know how that plays out, and that uncertainty is a problem.
In addition to the ripple effects that could affect grain movements, eggs, poultry, and meat are seeing direct losses. The USA Poultry and Egg Export Council says every day of the strike will create 3 days of backlog. They expect to lose $63.6 million weekly in egg and poultry exports if the strike continues. The American Farm Bureau reports disruption to overall ag trade is expected to be $1.4 billion each week that a strike is in place. I'm Haley Bickelhop for WQAD News 8.
In 1977 was the last time there was a strike along the East Coast by dock workers. The strike lasted 44 days.